Hello and welcome. Doing a new video. I never thought that I would be playing Explorer, but I was inspired to try some cards that I already had that worked well in the past. So we have Mono Black Discard, originally in my yet another Ether Vortex Standard Edition 6.1. You can find that video, link in the description. We're playing Mono Black Discard. I've discovered that since we can't play land destruction anymore, mono black discard or discard strategies are just as fun and satisfying because you get to wear down your opponent before they even start to do things. Let's look at the deck list here. So we have, for the discard purposes, we have 3 Dread Fugue. So you can hit something with CMC 2 or less, or you can cleave it to get any card you want. We have Liliana's Steward, 1/2, so it can block a 1/1, and you can also sacrifice it to make your opponent discard a card as a sorcery. And then Burglar Rat, make your opponent discard a card and beat for 1. Yarax's Fenlurker, make your opponent exile a card, and then you can pay lots of mana to get it a +1/+1 until end of turn. And then we have Biting Palm Ninja with Ninjutsu, so you can sneak it in under a unblocked creature that goes back to your hand, and also remove the menace counter to also hit another card from your opponent's hand. You might even return a Burglar Rat or a Yarax Fenlurker. And then we have Rankle, Master of Pranks, is 3/3 haste, so it can come in, smack a planeswalker. It can hit your opponent for 4. If you have creatures to sacrifice that are not very big, we can make your opponent sacrifice a creature, and also we can all discard cards as well. And then we have Cavern Whisperer, a 4/4 menace that when it mutates, your opponent discards a card. You cannot mutate on our human, but the rest of the deck is fair game. Then we have Turgrid, God of Fright, just 2 copies. Since we can add some extra pressure after we empty your opponent's hand when they're on top deck mode to have an answer to this or a quick lights out. Haven't played the creature part yet, but that's also an option. Good against sagas and other things that sacrifice. And then going back to the deck, things that don't discard but are removal spells or good win conditions, we have Blood Chief's Thirst, so you can early removal for to help neutralize threats, 1-for-1 exchanges, and then it can hit big creatures or planeswalkers with the kicker. My favorite win condition, Knight of the Eben Legion, a 1/2-for-1, and can get out of control pretty quickly and put the lights out pretty quickly for your opponent as well. We have a few shenanigans. Call of the Death Dweller, in case you want to reanimate creatures from your graveyard, such as ones that cause your opponent to discard more cards. And also you can give them a death touch or a menace counter. And then we also have Agadeem's Awakening for land, and also to bring stuff back to keep on attacking. We have our Manland, Hive of the Eye Tyrant, also has Menace, so Menace is a thing that happens a lot in this deck. Help you sneak through those last few points of damage easier. We have Castle Lochthwain to draw some cards. Field of Ruin to hit those non-basics, man lands or utility lands. And so that is the main deck. The sideboard, we have some Duress against those control matchups. We have Pithing Needle. Usually, I believe the plan for this is to hit some planeswalkers, or it can hit anything that can be a nuisance, like a Chariot, activated ability, I believe. This is pretty well costed for your investment of mana, and not many decks are packing ways to remove it quickly. And then we have Night Clubber against decks that have lots of small creatures to wipe them out. If you blitz it, you get to draw the extra card as well. We have the Elder Spell as a way to just try and get rid of a bunch of planeswalkers at one time, or it can get rid of that new planeswalker that happens to copy itself and gets out of control pretty quickly. Just one copy because it's not that great, but I think this format as it stands, it's a good addition right at this moment. Elspeth's Nightmare. Um, Fantastic saga. You can 2-for-1 your opponent by getting a creature, getting a spell from their hand as the theme of the deck, and then also you can exile their graveyard if that's something that would be good for you to do. Murderous Rider, an additional removal spell for planeswalkers and big creatures, and then it comes down and gains you some life back. And then also, speaking of life gaining back and discard, Nighthawk Scavenger seems like a slam dunk sideboard option for inclusion as well. Flying Death Touch Lifelink, and then 1+ star/3, where the star can be pretty high depending on what kind of deck your opponent is playing. So that is Mono Black Discard in Explorer. I think I might even try it in Pioneer. The deck has been running pretty well. I have went through the first iteration. I accidentally chose best of 1 games and won several in a row, and then just got done beating blue-white control pretty handily on Explorer today a couple times, and definitely has been winning more than it's losing, so I'm looking forward to playing this more and see how far I can go. Thanks for watching and have a good day.